Did you watch the show before you said yes? Did you watch it while you were going through the process?
A little bit. We did watch the show and we did know the couples. We were actually at the premiere party. It's funny because I went back and found all the pictures. We were at the premiere party. We were at Small Business Awards when they were first trying to get out there and trying to get this idea casted and live. And we were at the relaunch party at Mel's house also.
Yep, we were.
Oh,
So, yeah.
so you guys were already in there, like you were part of the process, but behind the scenes.
In that form, yeah.
What's your expectation once you joined, before the episode even aired? Were you surprised with the reaction that you received?
I was surprised, at how you guys get to see a glimpse of the reality. It's our reality, but it's still a reality. I was definitely surprised and hurt because us coming in was really us coming in strong. And you never really know like how important one word is. Like you could be talking to your girlfriends and say something and not even mean anything by it. But because you use that word, other people heard the word you said. They didn't know your intentions. They didn't even know your intentions. They just heard the word.
Mm-hmm.
And it really helped me to be very mindful with my words. I actually am like currently really practicing communication. I ask people, did I just say that? Because I want to be mindful, even in a company, that I am painting the right vision. The same here. I want to make sure that I'm not hurting someone's feelings. But
Yeah.
I also learned that I might be mouthy.
Oh, okay.
I'm my husband. Sorry, my son is on here, but he already knows mommy talks messy. And I just didn't know that my mouth was going to get me in so much trouble.
So was it seeing yourself on the big screen and watching yourself with thousands of people that realization came in like, oh, I talk a bit much? Like, was that the moment you realized?
No, I think the way it was turned, because like even the recap with Destiny, if you go back and listen, I said, oh, I remember meeting you and thinking in that moment years before that you were someone else. That wasn't new information. That's just what people heard. It wasn't.
But was it the delivery? Because that was your first time meeting her. So was it more so you bringing up like, hey, I met you and I thought I saw you, but it was your ex with someone else. So immediately it was just like, wait a minute. Like, why would you bring that up?
So it might have sounded like that.
Mm-hmm.
But what I said was, I remember when I met you, and I remember the day, it was in Mel's kitchen at one of these parties we're talking about. At that day, I said, I thought you were someone else. She knew that then. And I said it at brunch. But the way it sounded, because you only heard that moment and then we went to something else, it sounded like it was new. So I was very surprised that Destiny wanted to go to the bathroom and cry about it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that brunch setting was like Destiny and then it was Kimmy. I feel like that's when people made up their mind about like to you. Would you agree?
Concur. I will concur.
Lewis, how has it been for you, like being on the show and the reaction of the fans? How have you guys been managing that?
It has been interesting. With anything, it's always something new. Just like starting a new job, you're going to have different things that you go through and different understandings and different perspectives.
Mm-hmm.
You may step on toes because you're trying to do the right things, and sometimes you may step on toes because you don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to find balance between the two factors of was I disrespectful, or am I being accountable for what I'm doing as I go? It's a fair balance between reality and what we see as well too, because a lot of things are perceived very differently versus what is portrayed as when it's happening. So for me, yeah, it was different, especially seeing the reaction from some, but I also know that Love and Marriage Huntsville has some very loyal fans. So my thing is that goes twofold, is as they continue to see us, and that's what I told Tiff, as we go through life, we have to be true to ourselves.
Yeah.
stay true to yourself, people are gonna see whether or not you're a fucking liar or you're real.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is, at the end of the day, I have to be accountable for where I am. I'm gonna go to sleep and I'm gonna wake back up, and I know tomorrow I'm still Lewis. So,
Mm-hmm.
thing I say or do, I've got to be okay with that piece, and I also know that what we're representing is the Whitlows. We've come together in one bond, and that's our goal, is to continue to make sure we put that face forward.
Yeah. Is there any regret from last season? Things you wish you could take back?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, our production crew does a phenomenal job at telling you and reminding you, like, we're not here. So,
Mm-hmm.
be y'all, and we're not here. Y'all, we're just going to catch the real.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my first time. And so catching the real in reality, me and my girlfriends sit around and have these conversations.
Right.
Didn't really fully think through, whoever said that, yes, you're right, didn't research, didn't fully think through the fact that this is a new group of friends and not everyone is as open to have open conversations. Wasn't be like, oh, I heard this bad thing about you and your kid, you need to get your life together. At all. So it was actually supposed to be like a mom bonding moment because we have kids that are around the same age. So yes, regrets. Kimmy knows how I feel about that day.
Aww.
Kimmy also knows that Tiffany's a person to change behavior, and I have not made that same mistake again.
We love that. Yes, growth. We love growth. That's beautiful. So we saw the reunion, and it was really tough to watch during our segment. And last week episode, you guys were talking about, like, how do we even come back, like, for season 2, when the interaction that you had with some of the cast members. What made you decide to come back this season?
I mean, number one, just like I tell my kids, when you commit to something, you see it through. There are going to be ups and downs. There are going to be issues that you're going to have to face. But to me, that's basically testing your will, testing your character, testing your foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Been put in a situation that we didn't have the mental fortitude to get through it. Whether it be me or her, we are strong enough to get through it together.
Mm.
They attacked my wife, and yeah, it made me feel a certain way, but at the same time, like I told her, we have to stay true to ourselves. Like, long as we understand who we are, and I think that's the biggest thing. You have to know who you are. Before you embark on a journey like this right here, you don't know yourself, I guarantee you.
That's true.
So for me, 100%, we know who we are. We know who we are. We know where we're going, and we know what we're about. This show is a phase. Straight up, it is a phase. It is an opportunity for, number one, for you all to really get to know who we are.
Mm-hmm.
Do they see that full side of it? No, they don't. But at the same time, you're getting this opportunity right now. I for sure not one to be on social media saying, hey, let's go live because I want you to talk. I want to talk about these. I'm not that dude. Anybody that knows me, no, I'm not that guy.
Well, I'm grateful that you came today. I feel like
saying this. I mean, it's just a respectful factor.
Because I told his mama said he had to.
You see, mom. So, hey, mom, how you doing? Yes, yes. I mean, it's one of those things where my wife has truly opened up doors and opened my eyes up to things to make me see social media in a whole nother light. But at the same time, I still think it's a fair balance to it because that's a platform for everybody to express their feelings. But understand that it's still your feelings. It does not make it real. It doesn't make it facts. That's your opinion. So is to take that information in, really siphon it through, just like we filter coffee, we filter everything. You want the pure shit, we're gonna pull out all the bad stuff and we're gonna really drink all the good stuff.
My philosophy.
So my thing is, at the end of the day, is to stay true to yourself because you're gonna deal with a lot. But for sure, true. we have grown. I think this show to me has even grown our love even stronger in a shorter period of time. But it's no question that the second time around makes you, like I say, more mature. It makes you think things through in a very different form, but it really allows you to know who you are. And I think we both knew who we were coming down the relationship. Without that, this show wouldn't even be a factor.
Well, I can tell that you two have very close relationship. I think the one thing that stood out to me watching last season was, I'm not sure how well you knew the rest of the cast member. I could tell you have, like Tiffany, you had a closer relationship with Mel. Like Lewis, I saw you had a closer relationship with Martell. But I think to have these intimate conversations like the ones y'all did last season, it requires for people to get to know each other really well, because I think that creates a space where people could be open. So has that improved this season? Have you guys taken the time to get to know the cast, and the cast has taken the time to get to know you?
Yeah, I mean, that's no question. I mean, and just so everybody knows a little history, I mean, we all went to school okay. I'm sorry, myself and the Scotts and Melanie and
Okay.
the school at Alabama A&M around the same time. So for sure, like I say, I definitely know the cast members. Were we friends? Did we hang out? No, it wasn't at the level. Has this season truly opened up doors for us to sit down and talk more? Especially for Marcel and I, there's no question about it. We have really had an opportunity to get to know each other on another level, just for all of us and all the couples in general. So yeah, this year has been, I would say, more of that relationship building factor. Of course, when you come to the show and everybody has a state claim, it's one of those things of you have to come in and show who you are as well too. And then as the sessions go on, people begin to really see like, okay, that's really who they are. It's the same members. They have cards out too, like, okay, are they coming for us? What's going on? And you begin to build those relationships, and all of a sudden, it's no longer coming for you. It's really making a better show.
Oh, we have actually our Love and Marriage DC family in here. Hi, Winter.
Hey.
I love your hair, by the way. She's asking a question, which is great. How is it navigating real life and reality? How do you separate the two? Great question.
For me, I would say it's really hard. We have a location here in Huntsville. We have an office in Birmingham, and we have a location in DC. And I really need to be on the road building my business. So I know that we are in the building phase. Not everyone else, cast member wise, has to actually be working in their business. And so it's very different. I know that one of the producers is probably on here, and I might have to take calls regularly. And so that part, it's really hard.
It is. I mean, it's tough, especially when you're talking about the fact of, like Tiff said, running multiple businesses, but also dealing with two boys that are active in after-school activities. I mean, both of our boys, one plays soccer, the other one plays baseball. So it's times where every day of the week we have something going on, whether it's practice, games. I mean, you still have life. So it's one of those things of truly trying to stay balanced between them, but also prioritizing. Like, there are times to understand family comes first, and that's a standard that was set for us. It was certain things that were truly before we committed to the show, and family is one of those pieces. So finding balance, but also keeping things in perspective.
Speaking of family, how are the boys handling this whole reality TV and then seeing their parents?
Oh no, David, I see you're on here.
I think overall the boys are doing well. I think they have the moments of seeing certain comments and like wanting to lash out and say different things because they're protected. I mean, they love Tiff. They love me, of course. They have a bond with Tiff that is very different.
Lamir says he's my bodyguard.
Always.
And
right.
David already knows what it is. Some teachers and stuff that'll ask him, because his last name is Whitlow. So David's last name is Falk. And he doesn't get it as often, which I tell him. But I think that they're okay. And this is who we really are. Like, I really do have a mouth.
Well, you guys are being transparent on this live chat, which I really appreciate. During the reunion and also throughout the season, Lewis, we saw you bumping heads with Marcel about like being an expert when it comes to giving advice to marriage. Are we going to see that play out this season? And also, what is your take on that conversation around, like, do you have to be married like 10 years to give advice?
That's a great point, and that's my point, when I say those things is not to say that I'm an expert, but once again, it goes back to my comment of always smart versus wisdom. We can have smarts. We can read books all day. We can put a lot of knowledge into our head, but that wisdom comes into your heart. When your heart has been affected, your mind really begins to change in a form that nothing else can really affect it in that manner. I mean, it's love, life, death, whatever it is. those are catastrophic events that makes you think very differently. So
Right.
I'm sorry. I mean, I'm gonna be who I am. There are gonna be issues. There are gonna be things that are gonna come up and things that are gonna be said, and I see things very differently. I mean, I had two older sisters. You know, so I look at women in my. I'm sorry. I have two older sisters. Thank you very much. I have two older sisters that I love dearly. You know what I mean? My thing is they instilled a lot in me as I was coming up. So I may look at things very differently from somebody else. You know,
Right.
Marceau is Marceau. You know, like I said, this year itself, I think we've had the opportunity to build a better relationship and build
Yay.
a understanding. But I also think that there are things that have transpired in his life too that allowed him to continue to grow as a man.
I'm hearing a lot of growth in this conversation in this upcoming season. It sounds like you guys are getting closer to the cast and being open about your experiences and your relationship and individual experiences. So that makes me really, really happy because I would love to know more about who you are and what you do beside like being on the reality TV show. So I do have a few questions. Tiff, where are you as far as like you and Destiny? I did get the chance to talk to Destiny yesterday. So how are we going to see your relationship play out this season?
Her response.
She was saying, how do you see things playing out?
No, I didn't hear Destiny's response
Oh,
yesterday.
she
She didn't say anything bad. She didn't say anything bad.
No, I don't. I was going to tell you the truth either way. I was just going to say, like, I'm optimistic. So I, like you saw on the very last, episode on the social media,
Yeah.
I want to make friends and want to make sure that like we're not just the outsiders because it's awkward. It'd be awkward for anybody to come in and they already have relationships. They've already been doing this for a while. You're not like none of the producers like give you hints or tips or say do this, don't do this, don't be yourself, be yourself. Like you just get thrown to the fire. And, so Destiny is there more alone because you got the Scots and you still have, the Holt Mania and then all the things. So I hoped that we could be friends. And that's my hope. And, we've gone through separation and she's in the earlier phases of that. And so if she's open to, sharing lived experiences, I know Marcel call it all expertise. I think it's just sharing your lived experience.
Yeah.
To help somebody else.
What about you and Kimmy? You mentioned earlier, like, you guys had a conversation, especially what was said, but where are you guys? What should we expect, I should say, about this season?
Love Kimmy. Like, I hate when I say that. Kimmy is the person who's on set and is like, wait, hold up. She got some on the teeth. Hold on, wait, you got to fix it. Like, I love Kimmy. I know everybody loves Kimmy. So Kimmy, I know. So Kimmy knows I am here and open to a relationship. So you'll see that this season.
So someone just asked about who else am I interviewing. I did reach out to Kimmy. So Tiffany, if you could text her for me. I did tell Marcel to reach out to Kimmy as well. I would love to interview her just to answer that question. I'm happy to hear that your relationship is blossoming because I would love to see that. So anything else? What about you, Mel? I saw you that you attended her event, her launch recently. That was beautiful.
Is a boss bitch. Like, hear it. Mel had this idea. She's like, we're going to shop it around. I'm going to try to find Carlos. Like, she is the girl that I just talked about from small town Alabama who said, I have a dream and I'm going to show you what it looks like to accomplish all the goals. So I love it. Kudos to Mel. I am team Mel, team wife all day long. I like Marcel too.
Yes, we love Mel. Shout out to her. She is killing the game.
Yeah. So I think that this season you will see Mel share some good times.
That makes me really happy. I feel like I have asked all of the questions. I did ask this. I interviewed Tisha, Marcel, Tuesday or Wednesday, Destiny yesterday, and then you guys today. So if you can describe this upcoming season in one word, what would it be?
Lit.
Oh,
lit. Okay, we'll take that.
Get ready.
I would say raw.
Raw. Okay. Okay. This makes me really excited. Were you? Someone just asked a question. I'm not sure if you can give us the answer. Were you at the brunch with when the ladies all got together? Tiffany, don't do that. I know you saw that question. Can you tell us a little bit about the fight scene that we saw? Take the drink away from her. Tell us.
I don't think that had anything to do with me.
Oh, I know, but were you there? Can you give us a little insight?
You know, what I've learned last season is it's all about timing and I know I'm mouthy, but what happened was I should refrain from talking about other people's business and stay to talking about mine. Oh,
you passed the test, Tiffany. You did it. Y'all were trying to set her up, and she passed, including myself.
That's growth. That is growth.
Period. Good job. We love that. We love that. Wow. They are cracking up. That was a great answer.
What's up, T Squad? What do you guys think about Tiffany and Hayes interview? I thought that they were very likable. I think that their first season, Tiffany was prompted by production to come in hot, bringing up monsters, smoking weed at school situation, and the Destiny situation with her husband being seen with a different woman. I think she let production put the battery in her back, and then once she got the fallout of her coming in so hot, she wasn't able to handle the blowback of it all. So what I'm hoping I don't see her second season is her coming censoring herself. I want her to be her, like she said, 100% authentic self. And I don't want her, like I said, censoring herself to not ruffle any feathers, because ain't nobody gonna give a damn about ruffling hers. It's the thing about being respectful, but I feel like she still should be able to speak her mind, and not have to worry about being outcasted from the group. Tiffany and Louis didn't really bother me their first season. They were just pretty much there. Like I said, they came in hot and then they kind of like fizzled towards the end. And then towards the end, you know, Marceau and had they little words. So I think this season we'll see Marceau and kind of have a little bit of tension this season based off the comments that were made during last season and the reunion. I think Tiffany is going to be close with Mel and get along good with Kimmy. I think things between her and Destiny will still be strained. I don't know what happened between her and Tisha, but I think that she's leaning more towards being Mel's friend and staying on Mel, I guess, good side. I don't really know. But yeah, overall, I think it was a cute little interview. I like them as a couple. I hope that we get to learn more about their relationship and their family and their background this season. What did you guys take away from this interview, or did it change your mind about Tiffany and her, or do you still feel the same way that you felt about them their first season? Let me know down below in the comment section. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you guys, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.